Do you think you only speak one language? You probably actually speak two and you don't really know it. Wondering what it is? Stick around to find out. Hey everyone, I'm Sam and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I'm dedicated to figuring out my self-care so I can help you figure out how to best take care of yourself. So today we're talking about love languages. What are they? How do you find yours out? And if you stick around to the end, I will give you some tips about how to best interact with your partner's specific love language. I've split self-care into 7 different areas, and today we're focusing on relationship self-care. Relationship self-care is not just about a romantic relationship that you have with a partner. It can also be about your friendships and the way you fit into your family. A really interesting technique to use when trying to figure out relationships and where you fit is by discussing love languages. Love languages is a term coined by a guy named Gary Chapman, who's written a bunch of books about it, but it basically boils down to there are 5 categories in the ways that people communicate their love to other people and how they would like love communicated to them. When you start to engage with someone, romantically or otherwise, there can be kind of a disconnect if your love languages don't match up. So what you may see as a genuine act of love might actually not resonate that well with the other person because their love language is different to yours. So the love languages break down like this. Number 1, quality time. This is the time that you spend together. It can be deliberately or it can be kind of in the background, but people who love spending quality time will not find it interesting if you stop by a shop and buy them a gift, because their idea of you showing how you love them is by spending time together, not spending money. Number 2, acts of service. This can be little things like making a cup of tea for them in the morning or picking up all the kids' toys so nobody trips over. Hint, hint. These aren't things you do because you're trying to get in your partner's good books. You do these things in order to make life easier for them in some way. Number 3 is receiving gifts. Gifts can be big things like presents from a store, but they can also be little things. These things don't have to cost a lot of money, but what they do need is intent behind them. It's not just, I bought you a gift because it's Valentine's Day and society dictates that I have to. It's, I was at the shops and I bought you a flower because I know that you love sunflowers. The thought behind the gift is what makes it special, not necessarily the amount of money that was spent on the gift. Number 4, words of affirmation. Now, of course, the easiest one is, I love you. It's wonderful, it's nice to hear, but if you've been together forever, you might say it all the time. And sometimes those words can lose meaning. But there are other ways to say I love you without saying the actual words. Words like, I appreciate you, or I love watching you interact with our kids, you're a really great dad. However words of affirmation resonate, again, it's the intent behind them. It's not just hollow words because you think that that's what your partner wants to hear. And then we have number 5, physical touch. Yes, these can be things like grown-up time together, but it can also mean a gentle caress, or maybe it's a cheeky pinch as they walk past with full hands so they can't defend themselves. Physical touch is all about connecting with your partner on a physical level. It's a little reminder to say, hey, I see you, I'm here, I value you. And the common thread between all of these languages is the intent behind them. You are not doing this because it's expected or because you think that that's what they want from you. If these love languages and the way that you interact with them don't come from a genuine place of love, they will ring hollow and they won't resonate the way that you want them to. So the way that you find out your love language is there's a quiz. I will link to it below in the description. And then you can send the test to your partner or whoever else you're interested in finding out what their love language is. Once you get the results, you can compare them. Another thing to note is that love languages can change over time. When my partner and I first started dating, my love language was receiving gifts because I loved the intent behind them. But as I got older and money got tighter, gifts stopped meaning as much as they used to because I understood what had to be sacrificed to get them. So I took the test again, and it turns out now my love language is acts of service. Anything that can make my day-to-day life easier makes me feel so loved and appreciated. Little things like cleaning out my car, although that's kind of not a little thing, or washing the children so I can go and have a sit down. These aren't huge things and they often don't take a lot of time, but the intent behind them makes me feel so special. And that is the point of love languages. I'm not suggesting you investigate love languages to get what you want. That's not the purpose. You're learning about love languages so you can learn how best to show love to other people. If you tell your partner every day that you love them, but their love language is acts of service, and you leave the house a mess, and you don't contribute, and you don't help in any way, shape, or form, your actions belie your words. It doesn't really feel like love. But if you clean up, literally, and shape up, you are then showing your partner you value what they bring to the relationship, and you love them for who they are and what they love. Okay, so now we get to the good stuff. Now we're into how do you show someone you love them, especially if you don't have the same love language as they do. So number one, quality time. This could be sharing a special TV show, one that is sacred. You do not Netflix cheat on each other. You save this show and you only watch it together. Phones down, interacting, commenting about the show, sharing conspiracy theories, whatever you do best. This is a great way to spend some quality time together. Another really good way is board games. The amount of board games that are out right now are ridiculous, and there are plenty that are suitable for 2 players. Drop down to your local game shop, tell them what you're looking for, and I am sure they will be able to help you find what you need. A board game is a great way to foster a little healthy competition, or even just a different method of communication, especially if you're playing a co-op game. Another way to spend time together is to exercise. This might be something simple like going for a walk, or it could be something really intense like a sweat session at the gym. You can spot each other on the weight, you can bitch about the weights that you're lifting. Exercising together is a great way to boost endorphins, as well as increasing your social interaction by going together. Acts of service is about making life easier for the other person by doing something nice. Acts of service don't have to be huge. It might be as simple as making their coffee before they get out of bed. Or if you don't cook very often, researching in secret a really easy meal, look them up on YouTube, they are everywhere. And cooking dinner when you wouldn't ordinarily. Now look, it might be terrible, but that's not the point. The point is you spent the time and the effort to do something nice for somebody else, and that stuff resonates. Another quick little tip is to fill their car with petrol. If it's something that they've been meaning to do, or it's just down the road and you're already going, take their car, fill it up, and it's one less job they have to think about. Then we come to receiving gifts. Now again, this doesn't have to be something huge. It could be while you were on a walk, you found a flower that reminded you of your partner. It could be a letter that you write, reminiscing about your favorite memories. Little things that remind you of them, like if their favorite character is Mario, and you had to buy something for your house and you put a little Mario on it. Tiny things like that can make somebody feel really appreciated. I'm not saying go out and spend thousands of dollars because it's her birthday. What I'm saying is the gifts that you do buy should be meaningful. You should put time and effort into creating that experience for them. So it's not just another gift bag with a generic present inside that really has no relevance to who they are or who you are as a couple. So then we come to words of affirmation. Again, not just I love you or I appreciate you. These need to be specific. The more specific you can make your words of affirmation, the better, because it proves that you are paying attention. It's not just a card that you pick up from the shop with a generic slogan in it that anybody can pick up and give to the person that they love. These are things that you have come up with that you've noticed after years of being together or interacting, stuff that you really love about them. People love to hear it, because it can be hard to feel unique in a world where there are so many different people. Knowing that the person that you love notices you and really sees you, it's wonderful. And then we come to physical touch. So again, it's not just the obvious things. It could be a massage. It might be after a long day at work, they lay on the couch and you guys watch some Netflix together, maybe rub their feet or even their hands. They spend all day working with their hands. Having your hands massaged feels really good. There's also gentle touches, just as they walk past you. Run a hand along their back, or, as you pass them in the hallway. A gentle touch just says, hey, I see you. I acknowledge that we're existing in the same place, even if we don't have a ton of time to spend together. And don't underestimate the power of holding hands. Now, if you have children, your hands are probably always full, but maybe not with your partners. If you ever get a chance, hold their hand. It feels really nice, and it can be quite unexpected to hold a hand that is once again the same size as yours when you are so used to holding sticky little fingers. I hope that you found these love languages interesting. If you do find out what your love language is, let me know in the comments below. I am super interested in finding out all the different ways that people can communicate. Do you and your partner have different love languages? My husband and I do. And it took ages to figure out how to communicate with each other when our languages were so different. If you found this content interesting, I would love if you could hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out to know that I'm doing the right thing and that the content I'm making is of interest to other people, not just what I think might resonate. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!